Okay, at what point do you access Last.fm? If you're logged in, you have your username, and it's very easy to see where you are. If you're not logged in and you haven't got a username, where do you come in? There are 3.5 million entry points into Last.fm. It's an absolute nightmare to try and track. But there's going to be a top. There's going to be a top list. 80% of access points comes in at the top 6. This started us thinking, especially with a lot of advertisers, well, okay, if a user's come in at a separate point, and the biggest one there, if you can just see it, is user overview. That's your own homepage if you're logged in. That's the biggest one. At what point should the message in the advertising or the creative or the widget be slightly different depending on the access point? And this helps us with Moto again. This is my second account. Don't ask me why it's Jerry, but it is. And we designed an ad here that was completely off-brand. The ones you've seen so far, maybe you've seen it, are black background with rocker. This was white. We wanted to make it blend into the personal homepage because the functionality here was your own music quilt screensaver. No two are the same. This, again, is built depending on what you listened to over the last 3 months. So everyone can have their own personal screensaver. And if you're PC or Mac, it doesn't matter. This has performed fantastically well because it's not an ad. It is, but it's not. So again, we're trying to use some learnings of access to try and understand how to tap into this Generation Y, because as everyone knows, they're really tough. They turn off ads, they've got ad blockers, they've got everything. So it's really, really tough. So if you downloaded it, literally pull the album covers from your last 3 months listening, and as you walked away from your PC, screensaver, it just put them up as a tile all the way across the screen, and that was your own personal screensaver. At the same time, we have 8 languages. So NatWest Bank came to us before all the problems and said, we want to target Poles in the UK in Polish. We said, okay. So we have a Polish site. So we targeted them with a Polish ad on the Polish site here in the UK. There's lots of things we can do. I mean, that's language targeting, which work particularly well. When it comes to wanting to target bands, there's ways of doing this. So, for instance, Live Nation have tickets to concerts. They want similar artists. It just pulls it in depending on the artist. There are always millions of artists. There's ways of putting into genres or targeting them separately, which I've put here for Whitesnake, for instance. You could have had a bit of fun here. We could have said, look, don't go listen to Rainbow. When someone hit Rainbow page, go and listen to Whitesnake. Go back. It's just an interesting way of extending the message. In terms of functionality, there's a lot going on. We call this Last.fm in a box, and we have the rights to millions and millions of songs, and music transcends a lot of creative, a lot of advertising, just a lot of people's own psyche. So Rock Band, fantastic computer game. There's 3 franchises in all. There's Guitar Hero and then Sony's own Songstar or SingStar. But how can you listen to the tracks in the computer game? Well, with GameSpot, which is a CNET company which we're now part of, we launched this product here. Just down here, listen to some of the songs and Last.fm. You open it up and bang, there goes the player with the songs from the computer game. And God, I sound old, my computer game. Anyway, on the Wii or whatever it is, and there's an ad placement next to it. For us, it gives us an opportunity to extend Last.fm. For any brand or any website, this offers an opportunity to have music. Now, for a retailer, you go into any retail shop, especially down here, there's music playing. You go online, what site plays your music? So Henny's could have this, for instance. You open it up, go shopping, they play a bit of music while you're there. It could be used anywhere, and we pay for all the rights. Then there's real-time listening. Our users are saying to us, look, I know Jim over in Australia loves this music, but I don't know what he's listening to now. So we said, okay, well, we've got all the streams are there, all the data's there. How do we put this into a format? So again, for Moto, who are this big partner of ours, we said, well, create it. So we created the tab on the left-hand side called Members, and we created a functionality called Listening Now, and it pulled together all of Moto's members in a territory and said, updating live, you can see in that little icon, if you're in there, actually moves like a graphic equalizer, and then the countries they're in and what they're listening to. A perfect piece of functionality. Again, not doing anything apart from allowing the users to listen to what other people listen to now, but they've been asking for it for 6 months, and we never got around to doing it. Again, it's a perfect opportunity for a brand to get involved without having to say, hello, we're advertising.
1 minute.
Thank you. And Build. This is a great repository for interesting parts. This is where we first met in the first place. Lots of things in here. 2 examples for you. eBay. Could you ever think you could crash eBay and Last.fm together? You put your username in, and it tells you what's about to end for sale based on what I've listened to in the last 3 months. Fantastic mashup. And could that be used commercially, possibly with any other site? And then Maps. I mean, obviously Google Maps is one of the biggest mashups in the world. But you Last.fm and Google Maps, where are my artists playing? And I want to know where Neil Diamond's playing around the world, and there he is. He pops up all over the place. So this would be great for, I don't know, BA or BMI. You know, another widget opens up saying fly there for 200 quid. There are many opportunities to use the feeds from us, and we're open source. And I can do a demo in a minute.